Yes. You can do it, Nihal.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Take a deep breath. Okay, done. Yeah, look at your eyes, I know. Okay, I'm going to sit my mouth onwards because all the rights, all the authorities goes to Mr. PPL. Anggap kami transparent. Do your best. Okay, Nisa now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today?
Fantastic.
By you being here today, I know for a fact that you really value your life and somebody else's life as well. Why the topic today is first aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and we're going to touch on the introduction to CPR. Just a bit about myself. Okay, my name is Nihal Nisanka. Apart from my other qualifications, my passion is saving life. That is why I completed the CPR competency training under National Heart Association of Malaysia. Okay? Believe it or not, your body can survive for weeks without food, for days without water, but only 4 minutes without oxygen. Can you believe that? So oxygen is one of the main ingredients needed for a human being to survive. There's something known as the golden period. So if something happens to you, touch wood, you die, or you see someone die, there's always the 4-minute rule. You need to administer CPR within the 4 minutes to ensure that oxygen is pumped to the brain. That is the most important rule. I'm setting the basics for you so that eventually when you go on, you will understand it further. Clear right now?
Okay.
That's great. Okay. So, this part of the session, what is the learning outcome? At the end of the session, all participants will be able to recognize an emergency. So when you see the emergency, you know that it's an emergency. Okay, first thing. Secondly, you can assess the casualty and then recognize the need if CPR is needed or not. So that's the main aim of this session. Okay, so this is the structure that we're going to cover for this whole session. First, I will go through the breathing system and also blood circulation in the human body, and then the 2 stages of death. Kind of serious topic, but something that we need to know. Okay, and the third structure I'm going to touch on is the common causes of sudden death. Okay, so what I need right now is your utmost attention, because by paying your attention today, you will be able to save a life. I guarantee you, you will be able to do it, because easy steps. Just recognizing and eventually doing CPR, you can save a life. Alright, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I'm going into the first chapter, which is breathing and blood circulation. Okay, one question to you all. Do you know how many percentage of oxygen is in our air?
4%.
4%. What about you, Mr. Guru?
10%.
10%. Okay, good guess. The actual percentage of oxygen in our air is 21%. Alright? So out of the whole composition of the air, 21% is oxygen. How much do we need for our body?
All.
All 21%.
Yeah.
What about you?
5%.
5%, because it's all the same. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay? Yes, we need 5%. So exactly when we exhale, not only carbon dioxide is coming out, balance 16% of oxygen is also coming out. Okay? So if you look at this graph, you will see most of the composition of the air is actually nitrogen, and then 21% is oxygen. Okay? Okay, this is our breathing system. We have learned this many times during our school time, science subject, primary, secondary. I'm just putting here to illustrate. So when you breathe in, your chest expands. When you breathe out, your chest decreases the size. Okay? And then it goes into your lungs. From there, this happens. The blood circulation. Okay? So look at this diagram of the heart, just illustrating to you on how the blood flows through and then it flows out again. Alright? This is also another advanced illustration. You can see a small organ in the body but so many different areas which is very important. Okay, no need to memorize, it's not important for the subject, but just to show to you that is what we are covering. Okay, so our system, how does our system work? So when you breathe in air, this air is then going through the lungs. From the lungs, it goes to the heart. That means blood goes to the heart, and the heart pumps out oxygenated blood with oxygen to the whole body. Okay, mainly to one organ in our body. What is the most important organ in our body? Kidney. Okay. No right, no wrong answer. Don't worry. What were you saying?
Maybe lungs.
Lungs. We really started from the lungs. It's okay. No worries. I'll share it with you. It's a learning process. Don't worry. The most important organ in our body is our brain. Okay. Contrary to the notion that the heart is the most important body, no. The brain is the most important organ in our body. Something new that you learned today.
Yes.
Okay. So next, I'm going to the stages of death. You'll be thinking, death no stages. If you die, you are dead lah. Okay. But no, there are stages. Yes, it is the most serious topic. Okay. Some people don't like talking about death. They say choy, touch it. They don't want to talk about it. Okay. But we can go through it. I tell you why. Because death is something which is certain. Life is uncertain, but death is certain. So let's go into the stages of death. The first stage of death is called clinical death. So what is clinical death? Something that is temporary, sementara saja. Okay? Then there's something known as the brain death. This brain death also known as biological death, which means this is a permanent situation. When brain death occurs, that means permanent. That's why I told you the most important organ in the body is the brain. Okay, let's go through. When the breathing and the heart stops, what happens? Death occurs. That is called clinical death. Okay, no oxygen. Gone. Then, within 4 minutes, brain cells begin to die. So when brain cells begin to die, the function of your brain is going slower, and life is really leaving your body, for real that time. Then, when you reach 10 minutes, that is when brain death occurs. Permanent death occurs at 10 minutes. So, when clinical death happens, what do we do? If you're there, you are in the situation, it can be someone you don't know, it can be your loved one, okay, you're there, and then suddenly you get heart attack, no breathing, no heartbeat. What do you do? First thing,
Call 999.
call 999. Easy number to remember. Just call 999, ask for professional help. That's the first thing you must do. Okay? Then what can you do? You can actually start to administer CPR. We'll go to the techniques of CPR later, not in this session, but you can start. Why? Because we, even though we're not professionals, we are termed as first responders. So we can respond first to the situation. Okay? So what is the objective of CPR?
To avoid brain death.
To avoid brain death. Very good, Mr. Gopi. I think we should give him a clap because he's paying attention. It's very good, that's very good. Okay? So don't forget, how many minutes do you have? 4 minutes before the brain cells start dying. Okay, next we're going into this topic called the common causes of sudden death. Alright? What is this? Heart attack. Why heart attack happens? Cholesterol, blockages, and when the artery is blocked, that means heart attack can happen. So what do you do when heart attack happens, somebody dies? Perform CPR. Is what you do. Tissue techniques later. Okay? Don't worry about it. Next, electrocution. Heart may be stopped. What do you do? Perform CPR. Very good. Another situation, drowning. If you see, watch movies, when someone drowns, what will they do? They'll try to press the stomach to take out the water. Don't worry about the water, because daily we drink water, we don't die. Okay, it goes to the stomach, so you don't die, don't worry. Okay? So the most important thing is, if there's no breathing, the heart has stopped, what do you do? Perform CPR. That's the most important thing. Okay? Do not worry about the water will come out. Okay? Through buang air kecil or whatever, don't worry about that. The main important thing is to get them to be alive again within the 4 minutes. That's the most important thing. Also, poisoning or overdose of medication, people can die. So what do? Perform CPR. These are the causes of sudden death. So what and when you should do? Fire. If you are burnt, kalau dah lentung, then you can't do much because you can't do CPR. But if you die because of suffocation or the smoke, then yes, you can do CPR. Next, allergy. A lot of people got many kinds of allergy. Some allergy to flower pollen, some of them allergic to insect bites, some of you are allergic to maybe seafood and medication. So that also can cause the swelling of your trachea and also can cause suffocation and you can die. Right? So when this kind of allergy happens, what do? Perform CPR. So I'm teaching you the ways and what are the situations there you have to recognize when CPR is needed. Okay, that's the most important thing. We're covering that. Trauma, accident. Look at this video. Massive. Alright? You can hit your head, especially the guy on the motorbike. You can hit his head, be flung from the motorbike, fall down there, heart can stop. Because sudden trauma. What do? Perform CPR. If you're dead, perform CPR. Perform CPR, perform CPR, perform CPR. This must be in your mind. When you eventually, the next session, you learn the techniques, you will know how to do it. Alright? Stroke. What happens when stroke happens? There's in the brain, there's a clogged artery in the brain, and then stroke can happen. Usually, you lose function of your body, but there are times also that you can also die. What do when stroke happens? Perform CPR. Okay? Always remember this. Okay? So, as long as the breathing and the heart has stopped, you may perform CPR at that time because you will never know you will save life. Okay? The feeling that you can perform CPR and save life is actually so great. You really want to do that. If you really can do that, you really want to do that because the feeling is so great. Before you don't do anything, then you just have to pray for the guy's soul. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to receive somebody to be alive again. Okay? So next, I'm just going to recap on what I've covered. The structure again, breathing system and blood circulation, 2 stages of that, and also the common causes of sudden death. So far you're clear? We've covered everything? Yes? You learned something new today?
Yeah.
Very great, very great. Okay? So in terms of assessment, I just want to test you all. Alright? Let's see. Mr. Gopalan, what are the 2 stages of death? Okay, so it's clinical death and also brain death. Clinical death first, eventually it goes to brain death. Brain death is permanent. Alright? Mr. Gopi,
Yes.
the 3 causes of sudden death.
Accident,
Accident, definitely.
heart attack,
Heart attack, yes.
and then allergy.
Allergy, very good. So I want to give a round of applause to both of you because you managed to answer the question and it's very good. Very good. I'm glad that you understand. Very important to understand this. Okay? Let's go. Any Q&A, any questions from you?
So as far as the CPR format, how long we have to do the CPR actually?
You have to continue CPR until you see there's breathing, or you check the pulse, there's pulse, or until professional help comes. You remember earlier you called for ambulance.
Yeah.
Sometimes jam, we never know what situation it is. So jam and all that, before they can come, it will take some time. You continue administering CPR as long as it takes.
So we just have to continue.
Just continue. Don't just say, oh, 4 minutes is up, brain dead ready, 10 minutes is up, brain dead, I give up. Don't do that. Because there are also situations, okay, these are, apart from the general rule, also situations where longer than that also people have survived. This is the general rule. Okay? End of the day, it depends on God, who it helps. Okay? So that's one thing. But this general rule, you follow this. Continue administering CPR until professional help comes or until the person regains consciousness. Alright?
Thank you.
Any other question? No. Okay, great. That's a very good question. Thank you so much. Okay, so for our next session, okay, this will be very interesting because you really get to learn the actual techniques of doing CPR. Okay, that's what I'm going to cover. So you can see this mannequin here is called RISA-CN. Okay, I'll bring this to the class. I'll teach you how to measure, where to actually do the compression and all that. Okay, so that's our next session. That will be very good. I hope you stay tuned and join us for the next class. Okay, so far everything is good. You learned a lot of good things today. Okay, I'm glad you are here today as well. All right, thank you so much.
15 minutes, 0.4 millisecond. Very good, very good. So Mr. Govin will be the next candidates. So you may have a 5 minutes time to get yourself ready. Then please do present your IC to the PTL. No overconfidence. No overconfidence. I want to see your best. Come on. Good. Bring in more oxygen. Increase blood circulation.
Okay.
When you are ready,
Yes.
what you should do?
Yes.
What? Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
How you guys been?
Great.
Fantastic. Welcome for today's session. So for today's session, we're gonna cover avoid claim rejection with the right method to submit the claim. Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Gopinath. Okay. I have 11 years experience in the insurance industry. So you are learning with the right people about how to submit a claim. Very important, guys. Please stay focused. Okay. So let's move on. How many of you guys have submitted the medical claim and got rejected, then got scolded by client? Got a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then worst part, you scold the client also. Okay, so these are the sometimes challenges we always face. Okay, so sometimes not your fault. Okay, sometimes even not client or the company fault. But end of the day, sometimes this is a small petty thing we may overlook. Okay, so we see there are many reasons. We see two reasons why insurance claim get rejected. Okay, so the first one, making a claim during the waiting period. Okay, guys, there is a three main component in the waiting period that you have to look into. First one is 30 days waiting period. During the 30 days waiting period, you have to only able to claim under the accident. Clear?
Yeah.
And then the second, which waiting period on a specific illness and sickness, which you have to only able to claim after 120 days.
Right.
And then the third part, which is a pre-existing condition. Guys, sometimes client bought a policy and then they didn't tell you they have existing illnesses, and then they want to go and claim, and then they cannot claim. Can they claim actually? No. Cannot, because when they have existing, they cannot claim. So these are some reasons happen for the waiting period rejection. And then the second one will be lapse policy. Some the client don't aware, they continue with their life, they continue paying, okay, but they didn't notice the policy lapse. And then at the emergency go and get admitted, what happened?
Cannot claim.
Cannot claim, okay? They didn't aware the policy is lapsed. Okay guys, so it is important always check on the policy also. Okay, the next part, why claim settlement is important. First, company credibility. As a company, okay, we must look into it. When they give a higher ratio of claim, successful claim settlement, they will be recognized. Many clients want to go and definitely buy the policy from that particular company. As an insurance agent, okay, the credibility also increase, the retention, which is more client will stay with you, at the same time income. Very important, right? Okay, and then the third part is client. Okay, happy client when they get claim. Okay, if not, they are not happy. At the end of the day, they defeat the purpose for them to buy the policy also. Okay, next, at the end of this session, the participant will be able to explain smoother claim process and providing a good claim experience to the customer. At the same time, solve the rejection due to some basic incomplete documents and everything. Okay, be able to learn this. And then I'm going to cover on this content 4 parts. The first part will be the introduction, claim types, and then second part will be the right method claim submit, and then third part will be claim operation, and then the fourth part where to check the claim status. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So guys, please pay the 100% attention, because this is one of the most important things that we have to take attention. Okay?
Okay.
So let's move on. First, introduction of claim type. Okay, there are 2 components we have to look. First one is the minor claim, and then the second one is the major claim. So let's need to look into it. The first one, which is minor claim. Under the minor claim, okay, there is a 3 category. Daycare treatment, which is a day surgery. Okay, they don't need to go admit few days. They do the treatment and then they can go back. The next one is a accident protection. It doesn't mean they go in a car accident or they can fall in the house also while doing something. Okay, they can claim under this category. Okay, and the hospitalization, simple layman term, admit in the hospital. That's what is minor all about. So far clear? Clear? Very good. Okay, and then the major. When we talk about major, okay, it focuses on critical illnesses. So the major critical illness has what we always look into it, 3 major critical illness: heart attack, cancer, stroke. These are the common one which happening in Malaysia. Okay, so overall we cover up to 36 critical illness under this category. And then we talk about death. Okay, when you talk about death, it could be natural death, it could be any sudden death also. And then when you talk about TPD under the major, so what is TPD all about? TPD means total permanent disability. The person unable to certified by doctor. So if that's the point, they able to claim under this category. So far, good? Good to go? Yeah. Okay. So let's go to second part, which is submitting the right method to submit the claim. First one. Okay, once you log into the portal, as you can see here, okay, you have to go to the menu bar and click My Servicing, and then you go to Claim. Once you go to the claim, okay, you will direct to the search inquiry. Under the search inquiry, you have 4 steps you have to focus here. The first one, once you enter to the search inquiry, you have to go to the next one, which is that the 3 criteria you able to choose. First is the name, second is the IC number, or third it could be others, which is passport or any other thing. So you just click that and then you key in the detail under the step 3, which is it could be name, for example. When you put the name, you able to search. Once you search, you able to get all your clients or even other clients details also here. And then at the corner there, you able to see the link. You click that, okay, and then you will be redirect to the next page, which is the first one will be Let's Begin. Under this Let's Begin, you can see you can submit any claim here. But today I'm only gonna focusing on outpatient accident claim because it's very easy. I want to take a very hard one, which is death or critical illness. It's gonna take a lot of documentation, a lot of things for me to explain. So I'm gonna take outpatient accident claim. Under this, you just have to key in the date, when it's happened, okay, your details, and then at the same time the receipt, okay, the amount, everything you're able to key in here. Once you key in here, you click next. Then you go to step 1, which is What are the documents required? This is a very important part, guys. You have to really focus here, because sometimes we don't know. We try to upload, but we can't upload. Okay, because there are so many things we don't know. I'm going to teach you on this part, which is the maximum file you're able to download under this portal, which is 15 file only. That is number one. Number two, the maximum capacity, okay, which is only 30 MB. Number three, you can only able to what do you say, encrypted file. You can't you can't upload the encrypted file. Okay, and then number four, you have to remember the file allowed is only PDF, JPEG, and PNG. You don't go upload another different format of file. Okay, this is a very important thing. And then you're not allowed to duplicate the name also. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
So once you identify all this issue, then you click the next page, which is gonna come under step 2. Under the step 2, you have to key in the detail, which is the reason what happened. So, and then the most important thing, you have to key in depth what are the things happened, where it's happened, all those things in the reason part. After that, most important thing, which is client payment detail. You don't go and put your detail inside that because the claim has to be to receive to the recipient, not for you. So you have to key in all the details like their bank account, their names and everything, the account number, then you click next. So far following?
Yeah.
Good. So the next part is step 3, where the most important part, which is review. You have to review, guys. Whatever you key in, whatever the information you have uploaded, you go through it, everything good to go, then you focus on the next part, which is completed page. Once you're done here, there is 3 things you must do. Number 1, you have to take down the reference number. Number 2, you save the copy. Why you need to save the copy? Whatever you uploaded, you didn't keep as a reference. In future, you don't have anything to refer. Whatever document you submitted, you may send this document to your client also. Okay, guys? Good. Next third one will be claim operation. Under this claim operation, which is we're going to focus on what are the documents needed. The daycare treatment and hospitalization is very straightforward, which is we need a hospitalization claim form. At the same time, all the bill, and the report, medical report, everything complete with the tax in the invoice. At the same time, receipt, you can do the claim here. And then the next one will be document needed for accident protection. Under the accident protection, accident claim form. Number 1, why I'm talking about claim form, because every time, when we do submit, there are 2 things you have to look into it. 1, you don't submit outdated form. If you submit, your claim got rejected. Number 2, you don't submit different claim form. For accident, you go and submit critical illness form. Can it be approved?
No.
Cannot. So you have to remember all these things. So you download the document form with sometimes the medical department may request additional like a police report and everything under this accident. And then third one, critical illness. These critical illness and other major part require a lot of documentation. So I'm going to glance through it. Number 1, the critical illness claim form with the client passport or IC number and IC copy and all other medical report necessary under the critical illness. Under the total permanent disability, same goes to it, which is we need a claim form also and all the medical requirement. At the same time, number 1, the letter and medical report from SOCSO. That is the most important thing we need it also, because if SOCSO gives the claim as an insurance also, we also will honor the claim. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
The final part will be the debt. The debt is basically very simple and straightforward. You have to remember, as you can see, what we have here, we go to the portal. After that, see the claim status inquiry. The next step, you can go to key in the policy. A lot of claims under the client, whichever the claims they have done, settled or pending, you have to see that. And then if sometimes there is some additional document required, you can state it here. As you can see, they will key in as a pending review or some pending document. So you have to click and move further. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
Good to go?
Yes.
Okay. So as you see, I have covered overall 4 parts here. The number 1, introduction of claim type. As you can see, what are the 2 major things? Minor and major. And then the second part is the right method to submit the claim. This is the most important thing. I hope you guys really focus on that part. Number 3, the claim operation, where what are the documents needed. Okay, I have run through the minor part, because minor claim happen more than major claim most of the time. So I need you guys to focus on minor claim first. The major, when it happens, you will have the time to really go through what are the documents needed. And then the fourth part is where to check the claim status. After you submit claim, don't tell me you don't check the claim now. Okay, that is the most important thing. You must check your claim and understand. Okay, so it's a quiz time. Okay, so please scan the QR code, and what do? Answer the whatever question you need. Okay, I give you 1 minute. Okay, approximately 1 minute. So if you finish earlier, you raise your hand. Is that okay?
Okay.
Can I leave you, or I can still talk? Okay, so because I don't want to disturb you also, but let me discuss, keep on talking, and you guys do. If you guys need any assistance, you can always raise your hand and call me. I can come and assist you guys. Okay, so I also. So that means I think all you guys have really focused on what you're supposed to do and understand the right method of a claim. Okay,
Claim documents must be
online, but there are certain people not tax savvy. Okay, so they may need a physical form for them to do. So what you have to do, you can go download the form and filling up, and then submit all the relevant document. You can go to any branch and submit also. Next session is going to be, okay, which is how to guide the client to submit the claim.
Wow,
Interesting?
Yes.
And then the best part is submit via mobile apps.
Wow.
No need to go anywhere. Definitely, yeah? Okay, good. With that, thank you so much.
15 minutes, 1 second. Well done, thank you.
Tone, do you want to use?
No.
No. So you're going to use that.
You want to use the one? Yeah. Okay.
So I remove this, huh?
Yeah.
okay.
I think this is the point.
Yeah, you want the pointer, right?
Well done. This is what I mean by passion. Well done. Check this. Have you presented your IC to the DPL?
So excited. Can do it, Kumanan.
Come on. Come. Done? Boleh?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Fantastic.
Alright, I'm glad to have you all here. So today's subject will be mastering insurance policy delivery. Alright, is that important?
Yes.
So let's begin. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Kumanan Ganesan. I have 14 years experience in insurance and takaful industry. Alright. So do you know what is the impact if you did not hand over the policy contract to the client? I believe everyone know. But let me tell you, the first thing, definitely company will take action on you. Okay? It's the very important part to deliver, to hand over the policy to client. And these are the 4 areas that is going to impact us. First, on the trust. Okay, customer bought this policy based on the trust. Okay, so it's going to be issue in the trust. Second will be cancellation. Alright, policy cancellation. And when the policy cancel, what will happen? our income is effect because it's based on passive income. Right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Also, if we still repeated to do this, okay, it might affect our contract. The company might fire us. Okay, so please pay attention with me for next 10 minutes. What I want to share. Okay, can we? Can I get a commitment from everyone?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, by mastering insurance policy delivery process, okay, I tell you, you are the gaya mutu keunggulan agent lah. Seriously, okay, you will be the best choice for the client. That's why the client choose you. There are 70,000 agents outside there. Why they don't choose you? Think. Okay, if we didn't follow that, see what will happen?
No mutu keunggulan.
Yes, there is no more. Gaya mutu keunggulan. I like that. Thank you so much. Okay, at the end of the session, the participant will able to describe the key factors and components when delivering the policy contract. Usually, we just hand over the policy. Okay, so we sign up the policy, go and meet the client, hand over the policy, okay? That's it. But there is a process. There are key factors and components that we have to highlight what is for.
Yes.
Okay? So I would like to explain further on this. Alright, let's begin with personal information verification. Personal information verification sounds like very simple. We have to check the client full name only. Okay, very simple, right? But I'll let you know why it is important. Okay, when there is a claim payout or when there is a cashback, so many campaigns are going on in the company. If the name of account holder is not matched, must issue one.
Correct.
Okay, my card number confirmation, IC. Okay, for my card number confirmation, get the GL?
No.
No, it's going to be rejected. So it's all these simple steps, it's lead to many circumstances. Okay, contact number, yes, it's very, very important. Because again, it's a welcoming call from the company to ensure they receive the policy document. By the time client say, no, I didn't receive, next day you get the email. Okay, and you have to answer for it. So contact number is very important. Don't put your contact number lah, please. Okay, mailing address. We still have this traditional way because not everyone is tech safe. As you know, there are still a group of people using this traditional way to receive their premium statement. Okay, and one of the channels that if let's say we couldn't contact the client, we have to send mailing via mailing. Email address. Email address also another channel. If let's say we couldn't reach the client, also for company to send promotional flyers, events, as our company doing a lot of events, so we will send via email. All these components is very important according to what I have explained. But the most important part will be the company integrity, the professionalism. We have to maintain that. Am I right?
Yes.
We are the best, right?
Yes.
Okay, we are the best. So we have to maintain all these elements, which is very, very important. Okay, so far can follow?
Yes.
Going too fast?
No.
No, Okay, so the next element will be coverage and benefit explanation. Sangat boring lah explain balik coverage. Am I right? But we have no choice. We have to do that. Okay, so explain again, brief again about the coverage. First, the rider sum assured. Life insurance rider and the attachable rider. It's very simple. I believe you guys know. Not I believe lah, you must know lah, because you sell the product right. So under life insurance rider, we have death rider, total permanent disability rider (TPD), and premium waiver rider. Which these three is very important. You have to explain the sum assured and the terms and conditions. Okay, if possible, explain about how the process works. Okay, and the attachable rider. Attachable rider, like how we know all these riders that we add on to their benefit, such as critical illness, accident riders, hospital income. There are so many riders. I'm explaining in generally, but you really have to see in the policy book what you have attached for that client. Alright, if let's say you attach so many riders, you have to explain one by one. Yes, you already explained earlier, but this is a process to explain again. Okay, and next will be medical limit. Yes, medical limit, we have two category: inpatient medical limit and outpatient medical limit. Under inpatient medical limits, it's very simple. When the client admit, what is my limit? Okay, the medical card limit. Okay, for example, the doctor fee, surgery fee, hospitalization fee, the room and board, anesthetic, operation theatre. You see, it's like looks like simple, right? But so many things is there. So all this limit comes under medical limit. So we have to explain that. And outpatient medical limit. Outpatient medical limit is pay and claim base. For example, for accident cases, not necessary to admit, we can, if let's say it is outpatient, we can pay and claim. Alright? Medical evacuation, repatriation overseas. Okay, we can use our card there, right? So pay and claim. So kidney dialysis, okay, all these things, it's small thing. But this we have to explain to them because we touch wood lah, we don't know. Alright, what will happen by the time. And the most important part, most interesting part I would say lah, because this is a selling, but you have account value, sir. But if let's say we didn't explain this properly,